In this episode, we dive into a major strategic move by the United States, the deployment of B-1B Lancer supersonic bombers to the Pacific, just weeks after stealth B-2 Spirit bombers were dispatched to Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. These coordinated operations signal something big brewing in the Indo-Pacific. But to fully grasp the implications, we need to take a step back and understand the aircraft at the heart of this story. The B-1B Lancer isn't just any bomber. It's the product of decades of strategic planning, born out of Cold War necessities. The original concept, known as the B-1A, emerged in the 1970s, as the U.S. Air Force sought a successor to the aging B-52 Stratofortress. The goal? A high-speed, long-range bomber capable of carrying heavy payloads while remaining agile and survivable at low altitudes. The initial B-1A program was scrapped in 1977 under President Jimmy Carter due to budget constraints. However, the rising threat of the Soviet Union soon brought it back to life. Under President Ronald Reagan, the concept was revived as the B-1B, a less expensive, more rugged, and lower-flying alternative, optimized for deep penetration missions at supersonic speeds. Technically speaking, the B-1B Lancer remains an aerospace marvel. Capable of speeds up to Mach 1.25, about 1,335 kilometers per hour or 830 miles per hour, it can carry a payload of up to 75,000 pounds, 34 metric tons, consisting of both conventional bombs and cruise missiles. With an operational range exceeding 7,450 miles, 12,000 kilometers, without refueling, it has global strike capabilities. What makes the B-1B particularly effective today is its variable sweep wing design, allowing it to fly low, fast, and with remarkable stability. Despite lacking stealth characteristics like the B-2 or the upcoming B-21 Raider, its speed, flexibility, and payload capacity ensure it remains a critical asset in the U.S. strategic arsenal. Fast forward to April 15, 2025. In a move that caught the attention of military analysts worldwide, the United States deployed a unit of B-1B Lancers to Misawa Air Base in northern Japan. This marked the first-ever deployment of a bomber task force directly to Japanese territory, rather than relying solely on bases in Guam or temporary rotations elsewhere. The presence of the B-1Bs in Japan wasn't just symbolic, it was strategic. Shortly after arriving, they flew over South Korea in a joint training mission, sending a crystal-clear message to both Pyongyang and Beijing. North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, condemned the flight as a direct provocation and an unmistakable sign that Washington is preparing for potential offensive operations. These movements are part of a broader Pentagon initiative called the Bomber Task Force, BTF, which has been in use since 2018. The BTF strategy is simple but effective. Maintain unpredictability. By rotating strategic bombers to different global locations, the U.S. keeps adversaries guessing while showcasing its ability to deploy overwhelming force on short notice. The current operation, officially designated BTF-252, included long-haul flights from Dyess Air Force Base in Texas, underlining the global reach of U.S. air power. These B-1B deployments reflect the Air Force's ability to strike anywhere, anytime, especially in flashpoint zones like the Korean Peninsula and the South China Sea. Positioning B-1Bs in Misawa places them within the first island chain, a string of key territories including Taiwan, Okinawa, and the Philippines. This region forms the backbone of Washington's strategy to contain Chinese expansion into the Pacific. For context, the last time the U.S. maintained strategic bombers in Japan was during the Vietnam War, when B-52s were stationed in Okinawa. This new deployment not only echoes that Cold War posture, it elevates it, signaling a return to forward-based deterrence in Asia. U.S. officials have framed the BTF-252 mission as a demonstration of readiness and regional stability. The lead commander emphasized that the crews are trained to respond quickly to any threat, reinforcing the international rules-based order in one of the world's most volatile regions. While the B-1B Lancer roars through the Pacific skies, its stealth counterpart, the B-2 Spirit, has been quietly stationed in Diego Garcia, a remote U.S. base in the Indian Ocean. The B-2's stealth capabilities make it ideal for high-risk operations, including potential missions in the Middle East, Iran, or in support of Israel against regional threats like Hezbollah or Hamas. Together, the simultaneous presence of B-1Bs in Japan and B-2s in Diego Garcia showcases a dual-pronged strategy. One is fast, heavy, and direct, the other invisible and precise. This combination gives the U.S. a potent blend of deterrence and offensive readiness across two of its most strategically sensitive theaters. These deployments are not isolated incidents. They align with the broader defense posture of the Trump administration, which has prioritized containment of China and rapid power projection. A new defense strategy is expected soon, led by a recently appointed Deputy Secretary of Defense with a focus on preemptive deterrence through forward deployments, especially in the Indo-Pacific. North Korea, predictably, is reacting with hostility to the joint U.S.-South Korea exercises, which it views as rehearsals for invasion. Meanwhile, China, already strained by a prolonged trade war with the U.S., continues to accuse Washington of escalating military tensions. But the U.S. response has been resolute: confront Chinese power directly and within Beijing's own sphere of influence. With B-2s ready in the Indian Ocean and B-1Bs active in the Pacific, all eyes are now on the United States and its next move. The pattern is unmistakable: a deliberate buildup of strategic assets in two key regions, the Middle East and the Indo-Pacific. These are not merely exercises. They are chess moves on a global board where positioning is everything. The United States appears to be preparing for multiple contingencies, from deterring Chinese ambitions in Asia to managing instability in the Middle East. The message is clear: GeoWar News will continue to monitor every shift and every deployment. The pieces are in motion. The world is watching. Now, we wait for the next move. If you haven't yet subscribed to GeoWar News, now is the time. Click the bell icon to stay informed on the latest in global defense and military strategy.